Hello and welcome to this edition of Own the Journey, where we have the opportunity to speak with incredible people from around the world. Today we have the opportunity to speak with Jonathan and Audrey Garard, the co-owners of Grooms Office Environments here in Springfield. Guys, thanks for being here with us today.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, I am too. I've been really looking forward to it. We'll get into it. You guys are one of the few folks that we've had the chance to speak with, the only one so far, that own a business together and what that means in a married life, which
yes.
is always a thing.
Yes, this will be exciting.
Yeah, a lot to talk about. But before we dive into that, we just want to get a little bit of history. Audrey, we'll start with you. So how did you get from where you started in life to end up at Grooms?
It wasn't a very far trip.
Yeah.
I actually was born in Springfield. That's my fun fact, but that's just because my local town didn't have a hospital.
Yeah.
No, I grew up in West Plains, Missouri, which is about 2 hours away from here, and I grew up really normal. Jonathan doesn't think it's normal, but I was the only child.
Yeah.
So that has its own special things.
Where's she going with this? Oh, yeah, she's right.
No, really typical, wonderful childhood. If I could recreate it for my kids, I would love to. Came to Springfield to go to Missouri State for college and stayed.
Yeah.
The city kept me. I mean, this is a big city compared to.
Yeah.
Now we call it a big little town because that's how it feels. But at the time, it was a huge step to go from a town of 8,000 at the time.
Yeah.
And I love it here. A lot of good people from West Plains have moved here, and so we have our own little Zizzer club here.
Well, so you went to college for marketing, and then
I did.
and then transitioned or made it to Grooms somehow.
Yeah. Okay. So back in the day, Monster.com is how you would, instead of Indeed or that was how you would find your job. And I loved advertising. I wanted to be a copywriter. I wanted to write the back of shampoo bottles. I thought that was like what I aspired to do. And then there was actually no money in that. Like I got offered a job at a really cool advertising firm, which was like all the rage early 2000s, where I wanted to work. And they kind of said, hey, you're going to start out making this. And I was like, I make more waiting tables. So I ended up taking more of a sales job. And then as time kind of went on, I looked at Monster.com, and there was this ad for a furniture sales. It's kind of what it appeared to look like. It had a territory, and you had to have a basis of sales. And I kind of walked in at, I was 22 years old at the time, and interviewed for this big job. And it's kind of funny now because they said, tell me what you know about Herman Miller, because I walked into a Herman Miller dealership, and I said, Herman who? Like, I was 22, so underprepared, but they took a chance on me, and that's how I ended up at Grooms, working for Olin Grooms.
Oh, and that led to everything that is now today for you guys. That's so good. Yeah. Okay, John, so didn't grow up around here.
No. I'm going to try to do the flyby version because it's a unique journey, but I grew up in Connecticut. So I'm what her dad would call a damn Yankee.
Yeah, he was.
And so I had a wonderful childhood, family of 4, very normal, childhood growing up. And I grew up in a small little, like, all Italian community, and it was just super neat. Didn't realize how special it was till you leave and kind of come back. But life took me on a unique journey of just trying to find my place in the world, and it was a lot of I don't know if it was poor choices, but you're trying to find your way. So it involved a bunch of colleges. It involved a bunch of different states. All of them led to 0 degree, led to student debt. All the things that you wouldn't ever recommend your child do. But I think that journey was a really big part of shaping my life, even who I am today. So I ended up coming to Missouri because of my dad's like, son, you kind of seem a little lost. Why don't you go to Baptist Bible College in Springfield, Missouri? And I had no clue. And I just said, yeah, I'll go, Dad. And so I did it. That's how I got here. Shortly after, my dad, who is a pastor, still a pastor, kind of stepped away from the ministry a little bit and said, I'm going to just focus on the family. So my whole family moved to Missouri, Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
So once your family comes, right, suddenly your summers are here now. That becomes home.
Yeah. And
so they're still here. This is now home. And I'm thankful for that. It's where I met Audrey. It's 9/11 happened somewhere in that mix, which changed my life. So I joined the military at 26 years old. So it became home. Audrey comes into my life. The military comes into my life. And I think the combination of those things really were the piece that began to tie things together really as my life was beginning to be shaped for a military career and the impact it had on me. So that was kind of my short and sweet to how we got to the beginning of Grooms.
I think we're both on the cusp of living here longer than we've lived anywhere else. So maybe that's like in your head, this delineation of like, this is home.
This is home, yeah.
I think where you raise your kids is home. I still like to go home, but we've really found our roots here, and I couldn't imagine living anywhere else.
Well, you guys have become a pillar in the community. I mean, you make a difference everywhere you go, and so you've invested here. You've invested in people and in the community as a whole to make it a better place, and so that does make things home.
That's well said. Thank you.
15 years in the military. Yeah, tough. You got to be a part of some special things and some challenging things.
I did. I wouldn't change a minute of it for anything. I think life, every experience you have is not meant to, it's not meant to leave you there. It's meant for you to grow from, to kind of gather all the feel, the taste, the emotions, all those experiences that simply kind of prepare you for the next thing. We're still in that phase. I think that's part of life as long as you're pressing forward. But yeah, it was an eye opener, and it was a piece that I needed. It was that final piece of discipline and structure that I needed for my life, and I got to experience some of the greatest leadership in the world, and I got to experience some of the worst leadership in the world, and in all of that, I got to learn from it, and which was part of what you realized was part of shaping how you're going to lead people in your own life. And so, man, am I thankful for it, and I know I appreciate you and your service as well, and I know the impact it's probably had on your life, Tom, so I'm grateful that we get to share that, and you have an understanding of that. Not everyone understands those things.
No, it's sacrifice, a gift, and all the things, but like you said, you get to witness some of the best and some of the worst, and then make your own version of what you want to be as a leader.
And is that not life?
Yeah, 100% is.
Right, so I think you get to apply that in all areas. I can't say just because of my experience in the military I'm that much more unique and different. I think if we view life in the same way, each person is being shaped as long as they learn from it and push through it.
Yeah, that's 100% right. So what was it like when he was gone all the time? I mean, not only are you all co-owners of a business now, but you've been through the experiences of him being deployed and the challenges and worries that go with that.
We were in a totally different place though. When you're young, you have babies at home. It's different as they're getting older. At the time, you're young and you don't know any different, and you just work it out. That is your life. That's the path you chose. You're in it together, and honestly, I think I must just eliminate all the bad memories, because we did pretty good. I feel like it was great. Now, do I remember moments of he just had a satellite phone? And what do we call you on? Did I call you on the internet phone or something? I would leave somehow a message that would just be the baby monitor of screaming babies. I remember feeling so alone and just tired. I was tired. I had honestly a newborn and a 2-year-old, and I was not okay some nights, but I really don't remember any of it. I know that I have those memories, but we kind of learned to live our life that way, and it was an opportunity for us. It got harder the longer that goes on. There's always a newness, and then there's the reality, and then you add more kids to the mix, but really my job was my stability, my friends, and my outlet. Then we got into a rhythm of those were long deployments, but then we got into a rhythm where he was home 1 month, gone 3 months. And those were kind of interesting because it sounds like a long time, but we know in life that kind of flashes by pretty quick. And it became more that when he came home for the month, we did all these fun things, but by the end of the month, he was ready to go back, and I was ready for him to leave because it was so disruptive to our normal. We lived like that was a party for a month, and then go back to structure. It's like having Christmas, and then okay, we're back on the diet. The kids are going to bed on time, all those types of things. So it was structure, chaos, structure, chaos. But they're kind of distant memories in some ways, but again, I wouldn't change any of that. I think it made us who we are, and I was made a little different. Maybe it's the only childhood thing in that. John was gone, and I wasn't afraid to stay by myself. I didn't have the fear. I missed having your person there, but you weren't. wasn't fearful or afraid or upset about it. Those were choices we made for our family.
Yeah.
So you kind of do what you do.
Yeah. So how do you think that prepared you guys to be business owners later on? I mean, you're navigating through all the chaos and you're dealing with things that most families just don't have to. I mean, regardless of, whether it was what you chose or not, or just kind of life's lessons, that had to be a building block for you all.
Oh, absolutely. I guess I will say, John someday says war is easier than owning a small business.
It's simplified.
Yeah.
You have one task, one mission, right, and one objective. And you get home into this world and you are pulled in 100 directions, and the weight of responsibility and family and business and the balance of it all. It was, in those moments, in reality, it was less stress in that environment than truly sometimes being in a home working environment. And I know many soldiers can relate to that. And it was hard coming back and forth in the different world. Right? I give her a ton of credit. I mean, she was an absolute champion and just as tough as can be to live through that. Because that's, no one really signs up for those. She didn't really, in a sense, hey, this is what I want to do. But this was our life, and she did it, and she did it really well. And she put up with a lot.
Oh, I'm the, fun fact, only original military wife.
Oh, of your
a lot, pretty much all of them. I mean,
I'm the OG. The new ones are nice. I like the new ones. I actually know them better. It's been longer. I just don't agree with the guys when they say the second one's better. Like, I'm not there yet.
You'll probably never be okay with that.
Yeah, no, I'm really not. But I think we just had a grit and a determination that was probably different. We were both committed, like just our parents set really good examples, and I think it just wasn't an option to do anything different. It's like,
just had to find a way.
Yeah, find it out.
Yeah,
work it out.
And that, to what you're saying, that translates into today. No one said, we don't say that's easy.
Yeah.
Right? So no misconceptions there. It's at days incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
But when you know nothing else except get up, put your next foot forward, right? You just hope that after a series of steps, you find yourself in a different spot, or if you overcome something, and then in the end of it, you've hopefully learned something, right? But it's literally that same process, because it's going to come again, but I think the grit, the determination, I think of
the ability to forgive and move forward, and just it's
real.
It's real.
It's real.
Yeah. So when you had the opportunity to buy the business, and I don't know the story of how that came about. Would love to hear a little bit, but also the decision to say, okay, we're ready to commit. I mean, we're young, in our 30s.
But that's the part of it. Like, you're invincible.
Yeah.
Would I do it today? Like, I mean, I'd like to think so, yes. But I think there's part of you when you're young, you're like, that seems like the natural next step. You're pretty fearless. You seems like, I don't know. At the time, I was really confident, and I really still feel it was just an interesting evolution. It wasn't one big power moment. It was almost needs-based. I had worked for Olin for 10 years and had moved up in the company, and Olin was in his 70s at the time. There was a reality that at some point we would be sold. There wasn't a succession plan in place with the family, and so we knew we would probably get bought by St. Louis or by Kansas City. That's kind of what furniture dealerships do in our world. And so we thought, okay, well, this is going to be great because we're probably going to get a color copier and I might get a raise. Like, that was what I was hoping for out of a buyout. And those kind of came and went. Like, we would see the suits come through, the tours, the conference room, and then they'd leave, and we're like, okay, was that it? Like, is that my new, you're sitting in your cubicle watching these things happen. And they kind of would go and come and go and come and go. And John was, coming in, going on his own and saying, Audrey, you're crazy. You got to buy this business. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's sitting there. Like, we got to talk to Olin. And I was like, I don't want a business. Like, I've got 2 kids at home by myself, and I can't. My capacity was at its top. I love working with my clients. Like, I love working and solving problems, but I was more in the day-to-day issues of a business by that point in my career progression, that it was really hard. It's taxing. It wasn't as fun as it used to be. And so I just, I don't think I want that. And I use the term, I love working for the man. Like Olin was great. I showed up at work. I wanted to work hard. I wanted to do my thing, and I wanted to turn it off and go home and take care of my family and do those things and then come back. And he was like, "You're crazy." Like, I mean, really, like those are our conversations. We'd stand in the kitchen, and he was like, "Audrey." And so, how long did that go on? Was that months? Was it years? Like, I don't recollect.
I think early the conversation probably with over a year. Where just you're looking at, should you buy this thing? I mean,
at least have the conversation. Like we didn't even have the conversation. It was like,
no.
Are you going to say something?
Yeah, my risk level is very different. Right. When you're living in risk, that's not risky. It's like, let's go.
Yeah.
So, but that's she lived in a world that required structure and
my parents worked for the same company, both of them their entire careers.
Yeah.
So that's what you did. That's what I knew. That was how you had a safety and provided for your family. Literally, both of them the same job from college on through. So
that doesn't happen anymore.
No, it doesn't. I'm looking at resumes right now, and I'm like, how many jobs do people have? Like, what is 22. Happening? Yeah, seriously, it's a 7-pager, and I'm like, I graduated last year. Yeah. But John, one day we were standing there, he's like, "Audrey, I'll quit my job and I'll come do it with you." I'm like, well, that's a whole different story. Like, you would do that? It's like, yeah, like, let's do this. Well, honestly, that took this huge weight off of me.
Sure.
And it was like, I would love to keep doing what I'm doing, how I want to do it, but I didn't know how to lead. I didn't know, these people were my friends. I didn't know how to go from a friend to a boss, and they're older than me. Like, I didn't know how to make those transitions.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that I wanted to make those transitions because I was very happy. And so finally we had enough talks. I'm like, well, let's just see.
Yeah.
So I remember this moment of like going and knocking on Olin's like door of his office, just kind of like standing at the door and knocking on it. And he looks up and I said, "Hey, Olin, like, what about me?" That's it. Like, that was the words. Like, I guess it's kind of funny that I'm assuming he knows what I'm talking about. And he did. He said, "Well, I've just been waiting for you to ask, but it's going to have some zeros behind it." I go, "Okay." And I walked off. Like, that was our conversation. And then I was like, probably, and John's like, "How'd it go?" Like, I was like, "I don't know. Like, I think it was good, but."
Yeah.
So.
It was 10 words.
Yeah. It was like a month or two later. I mean, it really was a really slow time. I was like, if you're really serious, let's really talk about this. And it turns out you can't just buy a business, and you really can't just buy a Herman Miller dealership. So it is a very intensive, really long process of, it's not just your financials in that piece, it's every documentation. We were young. I don't think we had a good will. I mean, it's like, what's your succession plan? What happens if this? What if you get to, like, how does this work? What are your references? Who are you as a person? I mean, the amount of interviews that we had to go through, and just people within the industry vouching for us. And they'll tell you, like, now we're 10 years down the road, and some of the people that were at Herman Miller at that time were like, it wasn't an easy yes for us. Like, it was pretty risky for us. But we went from the oldest owner to the youngest in the United States. Like, it just was like truly a 180. But because he had stayed so long, it really, that succession plan that should have happened just didn't. It was Olin's second career. So it created a different dynamic for us. But when we stepped in, it was kind of business as usual. We went and signed, and nothing changed. Like, there was no big moment. I already had the key.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it was like, okay, well, today's Monday, but it felt really different.
Yeah.
I was like, how am I going to make payroll?
Yeah.
That's Friday.
Yeah.
And that's a lot, and I got to figure this out. And so, but it was just like this next step. And it was probably a 1.5 to 2 year process of evaluations to getting to that final signed line, and it was really the perfect timing. John got deployed again in that time.
Oh, wow.
Had come back, had a little bit of time to kind of work through that. But it was, at the time, it just was every day we're like, okay, yeah, we're heading down this path, and until a door shuts, this seems like the right way to go. So it wasn't a big moment till it was. And you're like, okay, cool.
Now we've got the ball.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Showtime. Yeah. So stepping in and taking on a leadership role inside the organization, talk to us a little bit about that. I mean, having to rebuild culture or maintain culture, transition.
And then I'm the outsider coming in. which affects, I mean, who is this guy?
What's he
Trust,
yeah.
like, do I want to stay with this transition? I think, with the military history that Olin Grooms had, and then I myself, we had a good relationship, and I really understood he was leading in a way that I would naturally lead. I think our military experiences shaped that.
Yeah.
And so I felt, wait, I understand this. This is the same thing as I've been doing, when it comes to people and leadership and kind of setting a vision. And it's kind of, in my world, it's what's the mission and how do we accomplish the mission?
Yeah.
And so I had to earn trust.
Sure.
And for me, it wasn't, you don't go in, you're not flipping tables and doing stupid things like that. You're just coming in and kind of coming alongside. You're learning and coming alongside and doing something together. And I am thankful that it worked. I'm thankful that we earned that trust, or that I earned that trust. We have a lot of long-term employees at Grooms, and for them to stay and then to be re-excited about a future vision, right? You had to come in and cast
We
one.
got a color copier. We did.
Yeah, I mean,
And eventually,
Eventually, yeah. This is very
and that's it. You're asking people to come alongside you. Here's the vision of what we believe, and I think that took a focus off question marks and pointed it in a direction, and that was exciting. And then it was our job then to deliver on those things to prove it, and it was a really neat experience, and I got to do it with some really incredible people. And the people that were in that company are amazing people. And I got to draw from them, and we got to develop trust and then do something really special as time moved forward. And I'm grateful for those people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about making sure you got the right team.
Yeah.
And,
we kind of teased I think we could take our team and go do anything.
yeah.
Like we currently last week decided this whole furniture thing is just like,
It's for the birds.
it's for the birds. Like, let's go open a dock at the lake because we think we could do it better than others. We talk about the food we would have, like how good our service was going to be.
Yeah.
It's the right people.
Yeah.
I think you can really do anything with your team. I bet you could do the same thing. Pick them up,
100%.
put them in a new industry, and say, let's go own it.
Yeah.
And
We don't want to trade with Tom though for a day.
no, that's a smarter level than us, Tom. We're here for the feel goods,
geeky
man.
stuff.
Yeah. Everything would look real cool, but
It's burning in the background.
I can't fix your computer, but would you like a new chair? Looks like a great opportunity.
Yeah. People be comfortable. No,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, talk to us just a little bit about how you have to reset. You have a really bad day at the office. You're dealing with some shit. You disagree about how to handle a situation, and then you have to go home and be mom and dad and take care of dinner and take care of the family and do the things. How do you reset?
Yeah, Tom, it's a great
Time to take a drink, Tom.
because the reality is, it's hard.
Yeah.
There is no. I mean, you try to take the emotions of a day and you try to take it home and be like, all right, this is our trick to turning it off. Someone give me the answer to that trick. Like, it doesn't really happen. I think I still think it's like anything else in relationship, and you just have to keep pressing forward, right? Because you got to get up the next day. You're going back to work.
I'd like to say we're better at it today than we were then, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Life is bigger. The problems are bigger, right?
Yeah.
The expectation. There's more zeros. The reality of that. I think it just takes here we go, right?
It turns out we're not always on the same page.
Yeah. I know a little bit about that.
Like I'm like, hey, I think I'm having a great day. I think we're good, and I'm like, we're good. He's like, I don't know. Or I could be like, I'm thinking this is like the worst day I've ever had. And he's like, we're good. I'm like, are we good? Like, I think I'm okay. I feel like as long as somebody's good, when you're both not good, then it's like, I don't know, this is new. Like, let's just time out and circle back.
Yeah.
I do feel like there's a coping mechanism that helps, like happens naturally. I think what that is the end of the workday is done. You feel like you've had enough conversation. We don't sit by side. We don't necessarily work together all day. That is not our role in our job. But there are several times a day we're doing a catch up on what's happening. And if it's coming to our plates, it's a bigger conversation, and those conversations have feelings. And they're not easy yeses and nos. They're things that have to be discussed, and sometimes we look at those differently of what we think we should do. And so you get home, I think in a way, I kind of check out of that brain and like, okay, my kids are home. So we do this thing where we kind of shut down. We're talking with the kids, what's your day, getting the homework done, the plan, maybe a veg out, a scroll session and then it's like we go and then we go to get ready for bed and then the conversations kind of pick up again. There's usually this time where you're kind of maybe wrapping up something or finishing up something in the bathroom as we're getting ready to go to bed, and you're kind of trying to end it on a good note, or just you're trying to end it on like, okay, like sometimes we lay in bed and we're like, tomorrow, because that's all you've got to say. Because tomorrow, because maybe something's not resolved. But there's many times in owning a business and stepping into this that we've said, wow, this is hard. We've never said, what did we do? Like I never felt like that was a mistake or we shouldn't have done that. It's always good and exciting, but it doesn't mean it's not hard.
It's hard.
And I think those are like lots of things that we kind of like, okay.
You take the right, relationships have dynamics and there's feeling, there's emotion, it's real. You know, when you're leading, I can't imagine leading, you know, the 100 plus, whatever you guys are at right now, but leading 42, 43 people. Not only do I take their, you know, what they are going through, but sometimes that affects me, and there's emotion that's now tied into my life.
For sure. And
then you take what should be a basic conversation is a lot harder because I'm now dealing and struggling with all of this.
You're committed.
And so it is. It's a wild ride. But I think it just we're good at grinding.
Yeah.
And right, maybe that's not the answer that people want to hear. Maybe that's, you know. But I think sometimes when you don't know what else to do, you still got to keep moving, because you'll move through the storm, right? Or hopefully to the other side, or see sunshine soon. I mean, but if you stop and you don't do anything, and you're indecisive and you quit,
you can't dig heels in. That's a natural tendency. It's like, oh, you're gonna dig in, I'll dig in. Like, and that really does not get you anywhere.
Right.
And the reality is, there's a lot of people counting on us to make it work. Now, I will say, sometimes in the office, if there's a little disagreement, the kids can sense it in the air.
Yeah, sure.
The girls at work will be like, ooh, mom and dad are fighting. Like, it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of a cue to us that we're like, okay, maybe we can take this somewhere else. I mean, and then,
that's hard for them. Let's be honest. I mean, this isn't just a one-sided thing. I mean, any employee that works for a married couple is going to have mom and dad dynamics. Right? Sometimes they go to mom because they know what the answer is, and sometimes they go to dad. And then it's a real.
I'm like, oh, they came to you? Oh, okay.
I know how I'm going to handle this.
It doesn't.
You can't ground and spank. It just doesn't work the same. It's really like, oh, man. But
so it takes unique employees to do it as well.
That's true.
And it does. And I think there's, right, as we try to show grace and understanding to what people go through in their own personal lives, it's the reverse in that. And sometimes they have to show some grace and patience with us in their own life, because if we're here, it's because we're both trying to get to what is good and what is right. All right, and
you want the same thing. It's just how we get to it can be completely different.
Well, I think they know that you're both committed to it. I mean, they know that, and they believe that, and so that doesn't surprise me at all. It reminds me of an old saying, you know, if you're going through hell, don't stop. It's like, why would you stop? You would just keep persevering and go through it, and that grind is sometimes is long and hard, and it wears you down a little bit, but you don't stop.
In every stage of life, there's different whys. That one why is not going to be the same one I'm going to give you in 5 years. And when you look at how our workday goes or whatever emotions there, like you come home to two teenage boys that need you as mom and dad. Right. So in reality, that is, in our stage of life, that is our.
It's very different than it was 10 years ago.
Right.
They needed like food and clothes and bedtime. So now it's.
Now they need more of us and that attention
and being present.
And even if they don't need it, the time is so short. You're like, we've got to make sure we're not missing these things, and you're pouring into it. So
absolutely.
You don't get to sit and sulk. Right, and I think that's the reality in business and in life. Or apply this to hardship. Apply this to any traumatic experience for anyone's life. I mean, the point is you just can't sit in it. And our boys right now are the reason we've got to table something. We've got to turn work off. We have to the boys need us to be this, and I think that's the stage of our life. That's one of our big whys.
Yeah. Well, the priorities. I think what I'm understanding from all of this is your guys' relationship is kind of the foundation, and from that you have priorities, and you're on the same page as it relates to the priorities in your life, and whether it's the boys or whether it's another issue.
I think the reality, though, is sometimes, and maybe you can answer this, you're a married couple working together, right?
Or don't answer it.
Yeah. Sometimes your relationship is the one that struggles because all the other priority is what happens. And so
energy management. And
and then you're
there's
tapped.
only 5%
You're
capacity.
tapped. So I think for us, sometimes we need that trip to look forward to where we can turn those things off. We need just a little bit of quiet without the noise because it's coming at us all the time, whether we like it or not. I'm sitting here, my watch is going off, right, and that creates feelings and
who am I letting down?
Yeah, and so you're constantly trying to be that for everybody while you're sitting next to somebody who's trying to be that for everybody, but you're not communicating. And so it takes a conscious effort to try to table that and be like, okay, hi.
Something we've learned that we do well no matter what is travel. Because you both go to a new place and you're both experiencing something new. There's no emotional attachments to anything. It's an exploration. You get to share something new together. And we've had to learn so those trips have meant a lot to us because it pushes a lot of things away. And we get to rediscover a fun moment or create a new memory that's outside of just the reality of sometimes the grind of life.
The grind,
I'm not suggesting a trip will fix it.
Yeah.
So it was like, book a trip. Like, it helps for us. That's something that we enjoy together.
But you figured it out.
Yeah.
It's your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not too long ago, you guys, you turned up the dial a level and decided to invest in a whole building and go through a remodel project and really create an incredible showpiece for what you guys do. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
But another big financial commitment. How you just decided, once again,
old risk taker over here.
we cast a vision of, listen, Grooms in 48 years of history has leased space for 40 years of its history. And
kind of in a cool strip mall.
It's limited everything of what you believe the vision can be, right? It's limited our employees and what the space and how it can function for them. It's limited our capacity to impact a community, to share it with a community. You want to live what you are selling or speaking about, or live out that truth. And this is an all-in move. I mean, we love this community. We believe what's coming in this community is going to be really exceptional. And so this is our way of saying we're all in, and we're ready to meet that growing demand of that entire community.
Well, I know one of the things that you all take so much pride in is creating the space and just kind of bringing that creative element. You did it for us. It's been a phenomenal outcome for our team and our organization and helping us to do that. So when you think about the space of the future and the way that things are shifting, I mean, we have to work hard to make people want to come to the office because there's so much push and grind to work from home and all the things. Talk to us a little bit about how you both think about the vision of that.
Work from home, hate it. There's probably people that work really well from home. Our industry is not a work from home industry. We're installing in the field. Our other part of the team is designing and creating that space, and there's not a project where one person works on that by themselves. We need the design library and the resources to work together and to pull those things. You need to be able to go and walk over to order entry and say, time out on that real fast. I've got to fix this. I mean, I could not imagine how much time we would be wasting trying to send emails to get all the information out that we do in a day. So we've determined as our company, we're better together. We, during COVID, we kind of did like to be safer, so we didn't lose our entire team to quarantine. What we did is we split the team kind of in half, and we did a 4 days on, 3 days off routine. And so if you got quarantined, just your team was down, and then the rest of you could stay working. But that didn't last very long. We really, by the end of that first summer in August of 2020, we were back in together. I think that our clients are facing this really interesting turn of events where they're understanding that as well. They're saying we're better together.
Yeah.
We've got a president that's saying you're back in the office. Like, there's a lot of big firms like the Targets and the Amazons that say, hey, you can work from home, but you never go past, there's no future for you in climbing the corporate ladder if you're not back in the office.
Right.
Because it is hard. I think there's, I'm kind of hearing some stories out there of people who are double dipping on jobs. So they're working 2 jobs from home. So when you're doing that, you're not really, it's not great as an employer to have an employee who's maybe even working for a competitor part of the time because that's their skill set. So maybe that's why there's always loyalty too with clients. Not when they're your friends and they're there every day. It's a lot easier to leave a company and that when you don't really feel connected to the people that you're around. There's so many benefits of being together, but they have to have a space that they want to be in.
Right.
And that's the ticket. And the biggest thing, I mean, furniture is cool and tile's beautiful and all the things, but natural sunlight. Now, not for you. You guys are different. You're putting blinds up. But in the real world, Tom. Yeah, we could put you guys in the basement. But honestly, for most people, number one is having this outdoor in and just sunlight in their life because they don't want to go and be somewhere that they can't see out or have that feel.
It's a competitive, I mean, we're in a really competitive environment. I mean, for talent and for really great people. Yeah. And so ultimately what you're seeing is you can't ask people to come back to what they were originally working in because it was kind of, there's some bad office spaces out there, right? First place. So you're elevating the experience for your employees. You're giving them, right? People need privacy, but people don't need privacy 100% of the time. So a space that gives and meets the needs, which is going to be different for every company. Yeah. So it's really tailoring something very unique to allow that company to thrive and for its employees to thrive. And so it does make a difference, and it helps with, obviously, retention. It's not just money, but a place that feels a little bit like home, that allows for some casual conversations and relationships to really foster and grow. Yeah.
I think a place you're proud to bring your clients into. Yeah. I think the era of meeting people at Panera is probably at its max. People are done. I don't want to Zoom. I don't want Teams. I'd love to go have lunch with you. Yeah. I'd love to go build a real relationship if I could. And so if you want to come in and even is your conference room for 3 or 4 people attractive? Are there boxes and crap stuck around the edge of the walls and your cove base is peeling off? Like, it just take a quick look. Yeah. It doesn't take much. And in what we found, most places, when we do a new space for them, they show up and they go, man, my employees are coming into work earlier. They're staying a little later. They're dressing differently. And I think that's fascinating. We'll do a trucking company and they'll come and say, our employees are different in this space. Wow. They're treating it differently. There's no more, just clutter and junk everywhere. It's kind of like you have something nice and you want to keep it nice. And I don't want to work somewhere that I would rather not be. Yeah. So you're just trying to create something that's...
That's why it's office environments, Grooms Office. You're creating an environment. Well, I think I love what you guys do is you do an assessment and you figure out how to customize it. I mean, you say...
Everybody's different. You're happy. You're unscrewing light bulbs over there, aren't you, Tom?
Half the company is. But you've got the other half of the company that's like, I need some light and you guys need to stop. And so you have this internal battle. But helping to design the space that meets everybody's needs, which is really awesome.
I think we think about things from a really human aspect, anticipating the need of the person that's working in that office. I know that your accountant works differently than your guys out in the field. I know that their needs are different, but sometimes when you're planning that space, you go, 18 offices, check. Cubicle spaces, 25, yes. Storage room, break room, done. Like, okay, yes, but HR needs a totally different, they need some soundproof capabilities, they need more work surface that other people could do with a lot less, and they want a height adjustable desk. Like, we can meet you where you're at and then create something that doesn't look cookie cutter. I'm kind of over cookie cutter. Yeah, that's one of the trends that can go. Everything the same. it's okay to have your office look cohesive, but it doesn't have to be just everybody gets the same for every reason because of hierarchy. I see that happen.
Yeah.
I think newer generations are coming in going, yeah, I don't care. Like even doctors, historically, they want the big desk, the chairs, the tall bookcase. Younger doctors coming in are like, hey, I would really like to just stand, be able to dictate. AI is changing that piece of it. So we're just seeing how people change and work, and they don't all have to look the same. Just meet somebody where they're at.
I love that.
But don't paint a wall a different color in every room. I don't like that. Yeah.
So when you guys futurecast just a little bit, thinking about the next generation and what's going on in recruiting and creating the best talent, what advice would you give to business owners as it relates to creating a space that is that draw, that is that unique thing? Because it's not cookie cutter anymore. If you want the best talent, you've got to create the environment.
I think, but we're over pool tables a little bit. You know, like what I mean. Like there were some pools that are different now. Our millennials are not really young anymore, to be honest.
Yeah.
Our new generations are really different. They like steady. They like consistent. They like to be able to tack their picture up at their workstation. I think it's kind of cool. Like I feel like it's a little more relatable to me, and somehow I think millennials get a bad name. They work really hard, actually,
really, ours are
and they're incredible.
Yes.
And they do it, but maybe they have less feelings. Is that fair?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're just like, don't care, get it done. Let's go, move on.
Yeah.
Do it. So I see businesses trying to just make what they have. It's really expensive to go out and buy new. It's really expensive to go out and build from the ground up. So a lot of companies are taking their existing space, turning it around and revamping their own space, because a lot of times they're owning their own. It's just been 20 years since they've needed to do something different. So that's really fun for us, is to help
kind of reimagine.
If you've worked there for 20 years, you can't reimagine it.
Yeah.
Working in my own space, I couldn't reimagine my own space. Honestly, you just know, well, that's how we've always done it.
Right.
And so you can't imagine it being done differently. So that's where getting somebody else's opinion is valuable, because they can look at a 2D floor plan and go, oh, ta-da, and you're like, oh, well, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, well, if your budget says it makes sense, then it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, so those are the caveats that we kind of have to work with. But I don't know how you feel about different generations in the workspace. Like,
no, I'm
more freedom.
I don't. Yeah, for me, it's more what leadership, and the balance between leadership and that C-level and your employees. I think you ask employees to give, right? Let's go. Give me your best, and let's do this. Let's execute. And yet the people on the top making decisions withhold everything they need to do it well, right? So no, I'm not going to invest and to give you that space, but I'm asking you to give me everything you like. Sometimes you really have to challenge the people making those decisions, because there's an effect on culture. If you're not willing to invest in your people and give them a space that allows them to thrive, I mean, how long are you really going to stay there? Yeah. Because you feel like they're always withholding, or they're just shortchanging, or they're not giving you the resources. And so I think those decision makers have to be challenged to relook at their space and the impact of avoiding it, right, and not willing to make that investment. The investment pays off tenfold. It's just hard to sometimes in the books see that, because culture shifts, people shifts, mindset shifts, and how do you measure that?
Yeah, you don't.
But if you're not willing to understand that big picture and you're just looking at X's and O's,
I never math out on paper.
No. Oh yeah, it's expensive.
It's expensive.
Yeah. But investing in people and doing things well, I mean, that's the difference between the best companies in the world and the ones that aren't. Is you got to pay it forward into the team.
Yep.
Awesome. So when you think about the challenges of leadership, and we think about building middle managers, I think one of the biggest challenges that small business owners have is handing off that trust, letting go. I mean, because you've put your heart and soul into everything, and you're building a legacy. You're building that future, and you want somebody else to have the same amount of pride in that you do. I may have a time or two held on to things a little too long. I'm sure you haven't, but how do you navigate through bringing middle managers on and giving them the trust, giving them the baton?
I do believe, first of all, like in reality, Audrey and I could probably walk away from Grooms for a good period of time. It's going to be okay. Today, we could walk away. And we have some incredible people. And I think we have tried from the very beginning is to empower them as early on as they can, right? You're in, we keep giving more responsibility, and we've been really blessed, really fortunate to really go through that. I mean, obviously there's growth and challenges and overcoming, you learn, right?
Yep.
But no, we have.
I think we always have said, just do the right thing. Sometimes there's a hard decision to make in the field in front of a client. And instead of saying, I need to go back and talk to John and Audrey about this, they know that they can just say, I'm going to fix this and I'm going to make it right.
Yeah.
That's empowering. The goal is there's this mentorship period, right, where they're coming to you for everything and you're explaining this is what I would do and here's how I would handle that. It's kind of like step one. Step two is they're coming to you and you're saying, like, well, what do you think you should do? And they're like, okay, well, have you ever thought about this as maybe a third option type of thing? And then it gets to the point where they're coming to you and they're just telling you what they've done. It's a passing of information. The more you can empower the younger, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah.
I don't need to micromanage. It's a waste of our time.
Yeah.
Now, there is that, do you trust that person? Are the decisions they're making proven out? And
You're mentoring through
they're doing, they understand the culture and they understand who we are and they're going to be that person in the community that you want them to be. But I would say for us, sometimes one of the biggest things is letting go. When we hired a marketing person, I had been the voice of Grooms. That was my tone, my sound, my weird extra spaces after a period. And, and we hired a new marketing person and I wasn't even before we hired a marketing person. We kind of handed it over to some of our other girls to take on. And there was a post on Facebook that it was very trendy, and it said knew something who dis, and I was like, who dis? And that's now the joke in the office. If somebody does something kind of different that we understand, they're like, woo, who dis? And that's just it takes a different voice. So actually, what I was finding is the company was more of a person's voice than the company's collective voice. It didn't have its own tone. And when we hired our marketing manager, and she said, these are our core values. This is who we want to be. She's like, yeah, easy. It's their job. They do it. And now Grooms has its own voice that is not John and Audrey. So I think as long as everybody's speaking in the company's voice.
Yeah.
But it is hard to let go.
It is.
And it's not perfect.
Hard.
There's challenges in it,
absolutely.
right? That you empower and you'll stand behind. But you might be like, well, hey, let's rethink that, right? How can we have done that different?
Yeah.
And listen, it's good intention. Those people in the moment have good intention, right? Me and Audrey stepping in and maybe mentoring or demanding more, or how can we do that better, is still good intention. But I tell you what, the road's not paved in gold. I mean, it's a challenge, and it will never. The reality is, if I'm frustrated that we can't get there, then I don't have enough understanding to realize we're never going to get there. The journey it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
Right? Just when you think it's never. And I think so it's managing that expectation, allowing those, showing grace, allowing us and them realizing that we're still going to speak into their lives and be like, hey, we could do this different. Why did we get here, right? We might have had to make that decision, but why did we get to that point?
Yeah.
Right? And so we're challenging those things still, but you hope the right people, if you're doing life and you're doing business with the right people, good people, it's so much better.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay. It's not always easy.
Super protective of the hires that we bring in. Because there's been people who are very qualified for a job. Fantastic. Resume beautiful. You see their work at another company and you think the world of them, even a friend, but they would upset your apple cart. Just personality or different. And we've had to make some choices that were kind of I can't believe we're saying no to this because we have a good mix and I don't need a personality. You can teach anybody a job, but what's somebody's personality? How do they handle conflict? Worse than somebody blowing up is somebody who's kind of an avoidant and then just internalizes and then kind of spreads that amongst
cancer.
And so I'd rather have somebody just be like, I'm not doing that, and be like, well, let's go figure that out. Then I'll do that, and then So I think.
Well, I think all business owners learn sometimes the hard way. The culture, especially in family business, it drives everything. It just has to be one that I scratch your back, you scratch mine. It's that give and take, and all those things. I mean, you just broke your leg. I mean, so I mean, it's there's sacrifice all the way through. People come and they close the gaps, and it changes the dynamics.
Maternity leaves are real in our industry. We have a constant churn. We work in teams. When you take one member out of a team for 3 months, but the idea is the girl's like, hey, they're going to do it for me. We got this, and so it's the goal is that they come back. So what is your environment worth coming back to when they're done? Are they friends? Are we working things out? We believe in the right people, and maybe if the role isn't right, trying to find them a different role. We've done that with several employees that you hired for one position, and they're like, yeah, this just isn't working. That's not my gift. That's not my natural. I really don't love it. You know, I had somebody in sales that should be in sales. That they didn't like having hard conversations. They weren't motivated by making the sale. It was like more fearful. Boy, they make a really great rock star support staff that helps that person. It's the confrontation, the conflict. And there's people who are driven and meant to have it, but it's like a right brain, left brain. They make beautiful teams together. And I think it's just finding the right person and being able to communicate in a way that's works for everybody. It's not easy raising. We were all growing up together. Think about it. Everybody in your company is going through their own life, and your hope is that they're with you 10 plus years, and they're growing, and you're growing up together. And that's what I say is when we at our company get-togethers, we're like, this is more fun than going to a family reunion, because everybody's genuinely friends there, and so and they know about everybody else's life. They share their life with their coworkers. That's what you miss when you're not working together. You miss hearing about their life and with those questions and creating the friendships.
Shared experiences is something I talk about a lot. I think as a company, an organization, you have to create shared experiences, because then we have something to talk about that's outside of work. I'm stuck, and how do I relate to you? But I remember that time, right? So you have that, but if you don't work intentionally to create that, you're kind of robbing your employees in that company of some opportunity to really, it's the glue. And so that's why, right, and you can't, it's hard to put that on paper when you're looking at math, or it doesn't math out. But if you're not willing to do it or create those moments, and sometimes they're smaller, it's not all company stuff, but sending the right group somewhere, hey, why don't you 5, 6 go off and learn this or go do this or experience this. I mean, they're coming. That is a unique bond and something they can always laugh about, and then they get to see each other outside of work and how they react or respond. And you're socially doing something or kind of overcoming a challenge that's not work related. I love shared experiences, and that's part of something that we've really dug into over the past 10 years as part of what we believe is a good.
Well, I love the whole concept. I mean, what you're doing is you're creating the experiences that move people from coworkers to friends. I mean, you said we're friends. But you have to create an environment for that to take place, and that's part of the strategy.
The first 30 minutes of work is not work. They're getting their coffee, they're getting settled. Oh, did you watch that last night? Oh, I watched. Oh, don't tell me. I don't want to hear. They're just sharing.
And you got to let it go.
Life, and that's hard to walk by. Sometimes you're like, oh man.
You got to let it go. You have to let those moments. If they're talking and chatting, and you're like, you can still.
We got things to do.
Right? They understand that. But we got to let them have it.
Cool. So when you think about that and the way that translates to parenthood, the legacy, what you want your boys to take away, but what you want them to see you represent, how does that all come together for you guys as a family?
I don't think my kids grasp
how big.
In a sense. No, like what we do, or that they know us as mom and dad. They know us as flip-flops and like no makeup in the hair, and like that's how they see us. We have this whole life outside of our kids, where we are on boards in our community and serving and doing and running it, and they're just like, oh cool, that's where mom and dad work. It's never been our goal to have our kids take over our company, work in our company. My mom's like, get them working in there, in the summer and busting. I'm like, no, actually, I want them to work for someone else. That's just our personal opinion on that. But I think when you're young and you make it for yourself, and you earn that first paycheck, and you earn that first dollar, and those feelings are so good. I don't want to hand that to my kids. I want the feel good to come from hard work and how they're getting it done, not the feel good because somebody's giving you a new purse and the new car and the new stuff.
Yeah.
We were raised very different. We're trying our best to keep our kids in that world. It's hard, but
our kids might not understand it fully. Like, there's so many things in life I understand more as a father than I did when I was young, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they'll get to pull back from that at some point in history. But our home is always open. We love to host. We love to share with people, right? We create memories in our own home with friends, as often as we can.
Absolutely.
But I think that'll have an impact on them. They've seen us take something, and they've seen us build something. And they'll think on that someday and realize, man, there was a lot of hard work that went in that, right? They did something, they accomplished something. And so your prayer is that your kids, by example, will have different things that they will draw on. Someday they might ask the deeper questions. Hey, Dad, I think those are still to come. But it is hard work, and love people. I mean, right? Treat people with kindness, care for them, invest in their lives, and try to do the right thing. You're doing it in a community, you're doing it in business, you're doing it with people that you bring into your home. And I do. Your hope and prayer is that your kids will see that value, and that'll have impact on their life. Man, you're raising kids just with you really are.
Yeah.
What are they going to take away from it? Because we're imperfect people.
It was a good day. It was a good day. Like today, our kids are safe, they're healthy, they're happy. Like that's a good day. At the end of the day, that's a great day. Like we're whatever frustrations are around are probably pretty minor if something major happened tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
And so that I kind of like have to look at it from both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. The breaking my leg helped me with that.
Yeah.
Just happy to walk, man.
Yeah,
this is really great. My life is got real simple, real fast.
Well, I think one of the things that I'm hearing through all that, both weaving through the culture of the company, through what you're talking about with your kids and all that, is, I mean, it's community building. You're building a community within the community, in your ecosystem, in your family, and your friends, your friend,
big little Springfield.
Yeah, that's it. You guys you're doing it. Well, guys, as we wrap up, one of my favorite questions is your favorite piece of advice that you would pay forward and share with other folks. I'd love to hear about that.
Man. So, listen, some days you're catching that advice at different stages of my own life.
Sure.
And today is don't quit. Yeah. I mean, because what I'm sharing, I'm trying to speak back into my own life. Right? So I think that's the reality of my moment. You pour your life into this, and you pour it into people.
Yeah.
And I think the hard part is you have to come to terms with you're never always going to get it right. I'm not always, and not everyone on the other side of it's going to fully understand what you've poured into it, right? You're going through this whole thing, so
unseen sacrifice.
It is, and sometimes you can't quantify. You just have to believe that you're doing the right thing. And today for me, and where I'm at, is the whole thing. It's the grit, the grind. Sometimes, man, you're celebrating on the mountaintop.
Yeah.
Other days you're like, just keep moving. Do the right thing and just keep moving. And so, as dumb and as simple as that sounds, it's oftentimes it's my self-speak.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You've given me some time to think, and I'm in an era of bet on yourself. Like, I'm a worst case scenario person at heart. I've given a couple of talks on a catastrophic thinker. That's me. You give me something, I think of the worst thing that can happen, and I work backwards from there. So, buy a new building. What's the worst thing that can happen? We can't afford it. We're going to go business. I'm betting on myself. If I don't make the move, my competitor will do it for me, and then I'm going to feel real bad. So we're doubling down. We know what we're capable of, but it is hard. It's hard. Actually, it's harder at year 10 than it is at year 3. It's probably going to be harder at year 20. It's going to get a lot harder.
Scale changes.
To make those big moves, because you get comfortable and you think, we have a good business. It's running fine. I don't need a new building to do my business. And that's probably true in some ways, but what could your business be if you did go in and bet on yourself and give that to your employees? And so double down on yourself. If you believe in it and you know it's good, I'm a gut girl. Like, just check your gut. You good? I'm good. I'm scared, but I'm good. As long as it's not wrong, as long as you're not compromising your morals and what you believe is true or right, it's okay to make some risky moves sometimes. But it's really important to have someone beside you saying, some trusted advisors going, that makes sense.
We got it.
Like this math. That's our whole theme for today. The math is mathin' or it isn't mathin'. Right? I don't know. I'm excited about our future. I think everybody's just trying to figure it out a little bit every day. I think when you're a kid, you like thought your parents had it all together, and you look back now and you're like, they were just faking it too.
They didn't have a clue.
They didn't have a clue. Like, they were just, we're all just trying to figure it out together. And you always say, I've never lived today before.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, we're gonna
tell my employees every day. Like,
this first day I've done this.
I'm here. This is new for me too, right? And I'm going to make decisions based upon what we know, but understand if I have to shift right or shift left tomorrow, then that's what we're going to have to do. But I don't have the answers. There's no playbook here. You wish there was sometimes what you take, but what you do glean from is everything in your past that you've learned through, or the experiences you've come through. So I do lean on those a lot to make the best decision for today, and then we're going to take all this mess and use that for the next decision. You know?
Oh, I thought of a new, when you said that, piece of advice: have a good lawyer, a good accountant, good banker.
Banker too.
Dream team. When you're going to look at buying a building, when you're going to look at buying a business, we had a dream team that kind of, if all three could agree, along with us, we felt a comfort in those next steps. And I thought, what do I need a good lawyer for? I didn't have any law problems. You actually need them for like business license and lots of different, And over the years, you're like, okay, you have to have people you like, know, and trust, and do business with them and grow with them, and it's really been awesome for us.
Good.
It's been good.
Well, thanks you guys for what you do in the community, for the time today. I want to raise a glass to you and say congratulations for owning your journey.
Thank you. I appreciate you and appreciate your friendship too. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you guys. Cheers.